So, what's it mean to be a truly agile organization? That means you pay lots of money and have lots of agile coaches running around, right? And rubber stamp it. Nah, afraid not. And a lot of organizations operating in the traditional way, whenever they have a conversation about any piece of work, the conversation is when will it be done and how much will it cost? That's the wrong behavior. Well, it's not wrong. It's got a lot of organizations where they're going. Let's call it the traditional behavior. The innovative agile behavior is to think of the whole organization running a series of experiments or bets, constantly managing the risk of that organization about what's our next bet. Now, in this world of craziness, VUCA is the term they use: volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Craziness fits as well. It's like constant bedlam on the international page. Like if you read the news, it's what insanity is going to happen next. And this happens in the marketplace, and it all affects what's the smallest bet that the organization can run to learn, to figure out what they're going to do next. Now, as soon as your organization pivots into this approach, this philosophy of constant empirical learning, measuring it, validating it, delegating authority, running smaller experiments, being a hotbed of innovation, of experiments, having the absolute integrity and tenacity to address issues like technical debt, to encourage technical competence, to encourage technical excellence, to enable continuous innovation, to invest in your people, in your infrastructure to enable this, to bring agility into departments that may not be comfortable with this. So bringing procurement in, adopting lean agile procurement techniques, rolling budgeting and forecasting to get out of this monumental use it or lose it strategy, to stop finance working in this way of everybody makes their bid for finance, and then we know that 3/4 of the way through the financial year, everybody's going to get a 20% budget cut. To stop extravagance at the start of the financial year. That's when everyone does their training and does their big international travel, right? Because it'll never happen again. You got to spend it. And this happened when I was mucking around at uni. Well, it wasn't mucking around. I was training to be a soldier in the Army Reserve. And at the end of every exercise, we had this crazy thing called expend ammunition. Now, basically, if you returned any ammunition to the store, you ordered too much. So the next time you had an exercise, you wouldn't get any bang. And so at the end of each exercise, we just blew through all the bang. And so everybody stood in a big long line and just wasted ammunition, expend ammunition until there was not a round left. Everything had been spent so that we could have enough for next time. What a waste! But it makes sense, right? Because the organizational structure is not one of learning. How many organizations do you know where it's like that? Where at the end of the financial year, they blow all their budget. But we've got to spend it or we're not going to get enough for next year. If that was your household, would you do that every month? How is that fiscally responsible? That's like saying every time you go out to dinner, you have to order more food so that you hit a certain threshold and then you throw it away. That's waste. And there's almost an ethical question here. How is that fair on the rest of the planet? How's that fair to the people that don't have it? You might as well give it away to charity rather than just expend it in such a capricious manner. Small bets, rolling adaptation in every department, communication transparently, inspecting and adapting constantly, professional execution at the highest level. These are the hallmarks of a truly agile organization.